Yo, it's your boy P Camp. Now I'm on you about the Patricia and the Lions. Like, what should the Lions do? They done fired back Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Uh, I agree with that, but I really somebody y'all gonna be weird with me on this. I really don't think it was necessary to fire him in the middle of the season because now I feel like y'all about to make a goofy situation goofier and scramble to hire a head coach before the year is even out, right? So I never understood why teams do this in the midst of a season, especially if your season is gone. Our season is gone. Like now, if you had a chance, like you was in the middle of a run or something, and you trying to make something happen, okay, maybe I could see doing that, but I don't see the point. You should have either fired them before the season or after the season. Let the season ride out. You already know they gone. I knew they was gone before the season started. Come on, man. We knew the team was gonna be whack, as they always are. So I didn't see no need to be like making hasty decisions. So whatever. Now you got an interim head coach inserted in there who's gonna do whatever. I don't know, but all I want them to do is to sit down, take a long and thoughtful approach to finding a head coach, which I think they could have spent time in doing all this year. You could have happily let Matt Patricia go ahead and do whatever you want to do this year, brother. Because I'm going to spend the whole year and the off season locking in, finding time to interview everybody that's available and to find a head coach that's worth coaching this team. But let's get to the real meat and potatoes of it. Whoever you get to coach this team is going to be the same result if you don't get no talent for them to coach. I forget what coordinator it was, but he went from being like one of the worst defensive coordinators or whatever, getting ran over this year to now his defense is like third. Is it Tampa Bay? I don't think it's Tampa Bay, but I don't know. I can't think of who it is, but he went to having like a top 3 defense, and they like, what's the trick? And he was like, talent. I didn't have no talent where I was, and I don't care how good you coach. If you coaching the lower tier type of players, you're not gonna win. Like, and then they got this narrative that Harbaugh might be coming to the Lions. Now, I don't think Harbaugh is a bad coach. I think Harbaugh is a good coach, but the fact remains, his name couldn't bring top players to Michigan. You understand what I'm saying? It worked a little bit at first, but they were still having trouble getting over the hump. They still made some goofy decisions and he made some goofy decisions, like the game we lost to Michigan State with that punt return and all of that. Like certain things getting over the hump, certain games you got to win to get some of those recruits to come to your school. But other than that, it's the same cycle. If you got subpar talent, you're going to have subpar results. So I think what Harbaugh has been doing in the past years he's been there has been way better than what Brady Hoke and all, the dudes that came before him, all these failing coaches before him have been doing. He elevated Michigan a nice step up from where they were sitting, where they had the squad, you know what I'm saying? But as you can see right now, it's still a failing result. You know what I'm saying? Like, still a failing result. They probably gonna fire Harbaugh too, but I'm just looking like you're gonna get the same result. If you fire Harbaugh, you're still gonna get the same result because you have subpar talent. Who is going to be able to get the talent? Those top players that are going to Clemson, Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? And all them top Alabama. Who is going to be able to get those teams, those recruits, and direct them to Michigan other than them going to Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State? I don't believe a coach is going to be able to do that. Winning kind of is the only thing that does that. And I'm sorry, with the college thing, I don't see no other way besides cheating. You got to pay to play, you got to pay to play, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see no other way. I don't see no coach being able to bring it in like that. If anybody I thought would be able to do it, it was Harbaugh coming off the Super Bowl and all that. You know what I'm saying? But as you can see, when Harbaugh had talent in that San Francisco 49er team, what did he do? Go to the Super Bowl, which they should have won if they would have called that pass interference that they did on Crabtree. I'm still mad about that years later because that would have been one of the greatest comebacks. That would have been probably the greatest comeback in NFL history, definitely for a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. But he took that team to a Super Bowl because they had talent, and he was able to coach it. You know what I'm saying? And when the starting QB was would go down, or you know what I'm saying, he still had talent in Colin Kaepernick as the backup, and then a whole nother mix of talent, actually better talent that you just didn't know. But you know what I'm saying? But once he saw it, he's like, oh, we can rock with this. And as a coach, you go ahead and run with it. But like some people saying this narrative that Harbaugh should come to the Detroit Lions, which it sounds like something the Lions would do. Sounds like something goofy that the Lions would do. They goofy like that. But I'm telling you, if you're not willing to bring talent to the Lions, then you're going to get the same result. The defense is some of the most terrible defense I've ever seen. Like, it's nothing for us to be up 3 touchdowns and the team will score 3 touchdowns in like the span of 1 quarter and be right back in the game. Right back in the game. So if you have no defense, then for one, any of the points that Stafford puts up, you're not going to be able to fend off the loss. But at the same token, it is time for a change with Matt Stafford. He's shown you what he is. He's shown you what he's going to be. He cannot put this team on his back and take it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He is not a great, y'all keep mentioning him because he got so many yards. You know what I'm saying? All of those fluff yards that he got. Y'all keep putting his name up there with Drew Brees. Matt Stafford does not deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys. Drew Brees and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Come on, man. Cut it out. And they should have drafted Tua. In this past draft, he was sitting there for them to take at number 3. And they did not take him for some dumb reason. You could have took Tua. And then you could have flipped around, traded Matt Stafford to get those numbers down off your books. Not only that, but you could have traded Matt Stafford and got 2, 3, 4 players, good players, to fortify your defense with. You dig what I'm saying? Because I don't trust the Lions to build through the draft. Nobody does. They keep picking bums, man. They make some okay picks here and there, but you know what I'm saying? It's like they all okay picks. You know what I'm saying? Every year you keep picking new running backs, and you know what I'm saying? Look how many running backs we got this year. You either picking guys that's hurt, or they thought they may have looked good. Or we got Kerryon Johnson, then we got Adrian Peterson, then we got Deontay Swift. You know what I'm saying? Kerryon was supposed to be it's always somebody that was supposed to be the guy that ends up doing something to not be the guy, and then next year you have to go and get that position once again. This is not a team that should be focusing on building through the draft. Period. You are a trade type of team. You need to go and get players. You need to make trades and go and get players that are established. You understand what I'm saying? Players that have a track record for doing what they're supposed to do. And you're going to have to make a splash to do it. It was our chance to do it this past year because you could have got a franchise quarterback in Tua who was younger and cheaper at the time, because he's just entering into the draft. So he's going to be cheaper for 4 years. And then you could have traded Stafford, fortified your defense, and kept moving from there. And made some beautiful things start to happen, creating a newer culture of starting to win in Detroit. But, it's just certain players, y'all drive away players too. They say Darius Slay, people was mad when he drove away. I wasn't that mad because I never thought Darius Slay was a shutdown corner. Has he made it to the Pro Bowl? Yeah, plenty of times. But did you see the Monday Night Football game and the Eagles? Yeah. DK Metcalf was on his head all game. And that's what I saw when he was in Detroit. I don't make like he was this phenomenon on the defense. No, he was a solid cornerback for sure. And if you, I guess, go by the stats, he was a Pro Bowler. But what I saw is that every time he faced somebody worthwhile, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like a DK Metcalf or a real receiver, every time he faced somebody for real, he was getting done like that. Man, it wasn't even the second quarter. By the second quarter, DK Metcalf had like 115 yards. All on Darius Slay. Looking goofy. 115 yards already by the second quarter. I don't even know what he finished with. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever, man. It wasn't a bad move to me. I wasn't that sad to see him go. But what you got in return ain't nothing either. Desmond Trufant, you know what I'm saying? I guess it sounded okay at the time, but it ain't patching up no holes really over here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't patching up no holes, man. He getting torched and burnt too. And if he ain't getting torched and burnt, he getting pass interference. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I do know the Lions could afford to take some of them because they stay losing. So they could afford to take some of those top picks. And if you don't have a for sure, franchise player coming to you at such pick, you can trade those picks for solid players, man. And I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Trade with another team, let them trade up and get that pick and get a solid player for the defense. You know what I'm saying? And go from there, man. Put Matt Stafford on the trading block. I don't understand what we keep waiting on. Well, now we're going to have to wait even longer because you still have to look for a quarterback to replace him now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it's time for a new leaf. If you're going to trade him and go with somebody less expensive, a lot of teams got starters right now that are on that are second string. You know what I'm saying? That are playing second string. They don't all come to mind, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. A lot of teams got quarterbacks that could be serviceable. So, whatever. I just this round of finding another coach is gonna be goofy because we're gonna find somebody who we think is gonna be the savior again or whatever, or they're gonna scramble and find some other goofy guy to sit in and coach, and then nobody's gonna change anything. Stafford's still gonna be the QB. We still gonna be getting them goofy. You know what I'm saying? We're still on the same goofy defense. Like, I don't get it. I never have with the Lions. And until you start shaking stuff up and making some real moves, you're gonna be the same old team, man. This is your boy P Camp. I'm signing up. Like and subscribe, man. Let me know what you think, how you feel about it. But I'm still a fan, but I'm through with him, man. I don't know what to do with him. You dig what I'm saying? Holla at your boy. I'm still a fan.